Today on Rack Recordings, we check out my top 10 free VST plugins. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rack Recordings. Today I'd like to show you guys my top 10 free VST plugins that I use in almost every single mix I do. Now, you'll find a lot of use for a lot of these plugins. They can be used on guitars, vocals, bass, pretty much anything really. So let's start with number 1, LEPOU Legion, or any of the LEPOU amps for that matter, but these amps are just amazing. The quality you can get out of them for just a free plugin is just astonishing. Now, out of all the amps, I chose Legion because I find that one has the most clarity. It's very, very hard to get a bad sound out of it. Just find yourself a good impulse response, which I made my own for my Voogera 212 TS, and I'll be linking it in the description below for you guys to download. You'll be able to hear the sound of this on a lot of the demos that I do, or some of my songs and mixes that I put out. In the number 2 spot, we have Ignite Amp's NADIR. NADIR is an impulse loader. It allows you to load cabinet impulses and probably reverb impulses as well, but I've never tried that. With these cabinet impulses, it captures the sonic characteristic of a speaker cabinet and whatever mic was used on that cabinet, following the chain for the microphone as well. These are very good if you're doing an album and you're using actual amplifiers. You could run the DI signal from the amplifier into your DAW, use these impulse responses to get a consistent sound throughout the entire album. In the number 3 spot, we have Ignite Amp's SHB1. It's a bass amplifier head, and this thing creates crushing bass tones. You can get anything from a nice clean bass to just destroying it with distortion. It's very, very good for blending with guitars, and it just sounds monstrous. Number 4, we have Soft Tube Saturation Knob. This can be used to add aggression to vocals or put on a guitar bus to get a little more saturation out of the tone that's being sent to the bus. You could choose to affect the high, the low, or the entire spectrum of audio. Next, Dead Duck Compressor. This is a new plugin I picked up recently that I've been using. It comes in a free pack from Dead Duck, and you get a lot of different effects you can use. Very easy to work with, the interface is very user-friendly, and it just sounds amazing. Number 6, we have TSE B.O.D. TSE B.O.D emulates the SNARE bass driver pedal. They absolutely nailed this. This thing sounds fantastic. It sounds exactly like the SNARE pedal. This is used on bass guitars. You could run this before an amp. You can just use this as your amp in general with an impulse response behind it. And you just get a very, very quick, easy bass tone with this. Number 7, we have WAVESFACTORY Tube Saturator. I personally use this first or last in my chain for vocals. It allows you to saturate the vocal, add distortion, and make it cut through a mix with ease. It also has a 3-band EQ to control the saturation. Number 8, we have WAVESFACTORY SK10. This plugin is basically emulating a sub-kick mic. Now, a sub-kick mic is basically, it's a speaker with the polarity reversed. So instead of putting out sound, it's picking up sound, and it picks up the low end of a kick drum or a bass cab or something like that. You can add this plugin to your kick drum track or your bass guitar track and blend it in to really accentuate the low end and make it deeper sounding. Number 9, Tokyo Dawn Labs TDR Nova. TDR Nova is a dynamic parametric EQ. Say that you don't want 4K in your guitar tone. So as your track plays, it has dynamics, so it's moving up and down in certain areas. Well, if you have 4K cut out, that's going to be getting louder and quieter and louder and quieter throughout the entire track. So you would add TDR Nova, say you cut 4 dB of 4K. Well, as you get louder, it's cutting more, allowing it to not come through at all. And finally, number 10, Dead Duck Reverb. This is another plugin that comes in the free pack with DD Compressor. This is one of the best reverb plugins I've ever used. It's free, so that's even better. It's a plate reverb, and it sounds phenomenal. I used it on vocals, I use it on lead guitar, anything that I need to add space to, and it just works. And that's the best thing about some of these free plugins. They just work, and they do what they're supposed to. There's no fuss. They don't crash often. It's just, I love free plugins so much. All of the plugins that I talked about today will be in the description below. Go download them. If you could, donate to the artist, donate to the plugin developer. It doesn't have to be much, $5, $1, doesn't matter. They're grateful for anything. So I'm finishing up a brand new snare drum for Contact. Fully mixed ready, pre-processed. There is still room for you to process it yourself, but pretty much it'll fit in any mix. I'll have it linked below in the description. Go to my download site. It's $5. It's great for blending. You can even add it in as the main snare drum in the song. It has 5 velocity layers and 5 samples per layer. Like I said, everything will be in the description, so go and check it out. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Over your affection that you